Going to get there by much of a margin. He pulls away over the last few strides. 20.21 is the fastest time in the world.
Erriyon Knighton sits at the center of one of the most explosive and controversial stories in professional sprinting, a sport where greatness is decided in fractions of a second. Born on January 29, 2004, in Jesup, Georgia, Knighton rocketed from teenage record breaker to global sensation almost overnight. But just as quickly, his rise collided with a career-threatening doping suspension, turning his journey into a gripping mix of brilliance, pressure, and hard lessons the track world can't ignore. Knighton didn't start out chasing Olympic dreams. In fact, he was initially a football standout at Hillsborough High School in Tampa, Florida. Rated as a 4-star wide receiver recruit, he received scholarship offers from top programs like Alabama, Auburn, and Florida State. But by 2019, he had turned his focus to track and field, and the sport would never be the same. In 2020, Knighton clocked an astonishing 20.33 seconds in the 200 meters at the USA Track and Field Junior Olympics. He was only 16. By January 2021, while still a junior in high school, he signed a professional contract with Adidas, foregoing his remaining eligibility to compete at the amateur level. That same year, at age 17, he smashed Usain Bolt's under-18 best with a 20.11 and then lowered it further to 19.84 at the U.S. Olympic trials. He qualified for the Tokyo 2020 Olympics, held in 2021 due to the pandemic, becoming the youngest American male track and field Olympian since Jim Erriyon in 1964. Knighton placed fourth in the 200 meters final with a time of 19.93 seconds. Knighton's momentum carried into 2022. On April 30th, he ran a blistering 19.49 seconds in the 200 meters at the LSU Invitational in Baton Rouge. Though not ratified as an under-20 record, it remains the 6th fastest 200 meters in history. Only Usain Bolt, Johan Blake, Noah Lyles, Michael Johnson, and Letsile Tebogo have run faster. More astonishingly, it was the fastest season opener ever recorded. Later that summer, Knighton ran 19.69 to qualify for the World Championships in Eugene, Oregon. There, he claimed bronze in the 200 meters, making him the youngest individual sprint medalist in World Championships history. He was only 18. In 2023, he built on that success, winning the U.S. national title in the 200 meters with a time of 19.72 seconds and securing a silver medal at the World Championships in Budapest, finishing second to Noah Lyles with a 19.75. Knighton closed his junior career with 18 sub-20-second runs in the 200 meters, a feat no other under-20 athlete has come close to matching. His top 10 performances now make up the best under-20 times in history. The 2024 season started strong. In February, Knighton ran 20.21 indoors in Liévin, France. By June, he placed third at the U.S. Olympic trials in the 200 meters with a 19.77, booking his ticket to the Paris Games. But things quickly turned turbulent. On March 26th, the U.S. anti-doping agency, USADA, provisionally suspended Knighton after he tested positive for a metabolite of trenbolone, an anabolic steroid used in livestock. Knighton claimed the source was contaminated oxtail, and in June, USADA accepted his explanation, citing no fault or negligence. He was cleared to compete in the Olympics. In Paris, he ran 19.99 in the heats, 20.09 in the semis, and finished fourth in the final with 19.99 again. It wasn't a medal, but it was another Olympic final for the 20-year-old phenom. Then came the shock. World Athletics and the World Anti-Doping Agency, WADA, appealed the USADA ruling to the Court of Arbitration for Sport CAS. On September 12, 2025, CAS overturned the decision and handed Knighton a 4-year suspension, retroactively effective from March 26, 2024. They concluded that the oxtail contamination defense fell short of the required proof of source and was statistically impossible. The CAS panel determined that there is no proof that would support the conclusion that oxtail imported into the USA would be likely to contain trenbolone residues at the level required to have caused the SING. Athletes' adverse analytical finding, read the court's statement. Knighton's results between March 26th and April 12, 2024 were annulled. Though his Olympic performance remained intact, he is barred from competition until July 2029. That rules him out of the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics, a bitter blow for a sprinter once hailed as the sport's next global star. The reaction was swift and divided. Some fans rallied behind Knighton, citing his age and the controversy surrounding meat contamination cases in anti-doping. Others question how such a disciplined athlete with top-tier coaching could unknowingly ingest a banned substance. Knighton's camp has maintained his innocence, but the damage to his reputation is real. With his suspension now official, sponsors have paused endorsements, and Knighton's once certain trajectory to superstardom has been abruptly derailed. Still, his record remains. Youngest male U.S. Olympian in track since 1964, youngest World Championship sprint medalist ever, 6th fastest 200 meters time in history, 19.49. Two-time Olympian by age 20, two-time World Championships medalist bronze and silver. While the 4-year ban puts his competitive career on hold, Knighton is only 21. He'll be eligible to return in time for the 2029 World Championships and potentially the 2032 Olympics. If he stays fit and focused, redemption is still possible. His coaching team, Jonathan Terry and Mike Holloway, have stood by him, as has his club, My Brother's Keeper Track Club. Holloway, who also coaches at the University of Florida, has mentored numerous Olympic and world medalists and remains one of the most respected names in U.S. sprinting. The challenge now is psychological as much as physical. Can Knighton weather the storm, train in obscurity, and come back stronger? If anyone can, it's the kid who ran faster than Bolt at 17. The same kid who went from high school to Olympic finalist in a matter of months. The one who defied expectations at every turn until the world said he couldn't. This American kid did what everyone said he couldn't. The question now is, can he do it again? Time will tell. But one thing is clear, Erriyon Knighton's story is far from over. Even with his absence from competition, Knighton's legacy continues to influence the next wave of American sprinters. Young athletes across the country cite him as a role model, inspired by both his early achievements and his composure during adversity. His story is a talking point in track circles, coaching seminars, and youth programs that stress both performance and integrity. The impact of Knighton's early success has also reshaped recruiting and training philosophies. Coaches now scout high school talent with increased seriousness, considering the possibility that the next global sprint star could emerge even before college. Knighton's early signing with Adidas and his jump to the pro circuit prompted other athletes to consider similar moves, changing the traditional development path in the U.S. Furthermore, Knighton's situation has reignited debate around anti-doping procedures, especially concerning contaminated food products. His case has been compared to previous incidents involving other athletes who tested positive under similar circumstances. The controversy has sparked discussions about revising testing standards, timelines for appeals, and the transparency of investigative processes. For Knighton, the next few years will be about discipline, reinvention, and focus. He still trains, albeit outside the spotlight, and those closest to him describe him as more motivated than ever. In private sessions away from cameras and crowds, Knighton is laying the groundwork for a return that could rewrite not just his own story, but the sport's too. His potential remains vast, his youth undeniable, his goals unfinished. So while the world may have hit pause on Erriyon Knighton, it hasn't hit stop, not even close.